Sellers, we're under contract. Now we're in business, and this is exciting, isn't it? But don't get too excited just yet. We now have to go through the contingency period. Hello, I'm Maria Trujillo with Realty One Group Integrity. In our Arizona Association of Realtors purchase contract, the buyer has 3 contingencies to satisfy within a time frame. The first is the due diligence contingency. When a buyer enters into a purchase contract, they have a due diligence period to thoroughly inspect the property. The due diligence period commences upon acceptance of contract, and the buyer has 10 days to complete it. This is the time typically referred to as the inspection period. But a buyer isn't limited to only home inspections. Utilizing our buyer advisory as a guide, the buyer can carry out any investigation in the due diligence period that is of importance. Things like zoning, crime, environmental concerns, or the neighborhood, and assess any potential issues. To satisfy the contingency, the buyer and the seller negotiate repairs or a credit. If there's no resolution agreed upon, the buyer can cancel the contract without risk to the earnest money. The second contingency is the appraisal contingency. An appraisal contingency ensures that the property's value aligns with the agreed upon purchase price. The buyer's lender orders the appraisal to determine the fair market value of the home. If the appraisal comes in lower than the purchase price, the buyer and the seller can renegotiate price, or the buyer can even terminate the contract, again, with no risk to the earnest money. Yes, a challenge to the value is possible, but usually doesn't result in a change of value from the appraisal. The third contingency is the loan approval contingency. This contingency protects the buyer if their loan application is denied. During the specified period, the buyer works with their lender to secure financing. If the loan falls through due to credit issues, employment changes, or other reasons, the buyer can exit the contract without losing their earnest money. Technically, this contingency must be satisfied and removed 3 days prior to close of escrow. Of course, there may be a contingency for a buyer to sell or close on a current home before buying a new one. This is another contingency that is added to the contract through an addendum. Here, the emphasis is to satisfy the contingency, renegotiate with the seller if the timeline is not met, or cancel the contract if the contingency cannot be satisfied. So sellers, with these contingencies, you will help yourself if you have had a previous home inspection so no surprises pop up during inspections. Being realistic on your pricing will also help ensure that the home's appraisal comes in at value. And with a loan contingency timeline very near close to escrow, having an agent that communicates regularly with the lender and the progress on the loan file is imperative to your peace of mind as you pack and make your relocation plans. I'm Maria Trujillo with Realty One Group Integrity.